Hello and welcome to Those Forking Fangirls. I'm Christine.
Where we talk all things nerdy book, movie, pop culture fandoms and how they integrate into our adult lives. That was Christine, and I am Natasha.
And I'm
today,
Christine.
Today we are talking. This is after Eras Tour.
This is our Eras Tour special. Okay, so today we are breaking down our entire Eras Tour experience. We're going to be talking about the experience getting there, the day overall, the whole Eras Tour, all our favorite things and the things that moved us and all of the things Eras Tour. All right, we don't have chapter chat today. We do have some news, but it's going to be a pretty unformatted episode since it's been a very messy day post Eras Tour. Mm-hmm. We got home late last night and I was so excited. Like I couldn't sleep till like 4:30 and then I got up at 7:30. So it's been one of those days. What about you? So I'm in Orange County. I had to drive up to, Tay and I drove up to Christine yesterday so we can all get ready and drive together because, you know, the parking was expensive and we all wanted to go together and have fun. Mm-hmm. But that meant that I had to drive home last night. Now, I did bring stuff to sleep over, but Tay and I were like, no, we're fine. We're just going to go home. By the time I dropped her off and I got home, it was like 3. And then my family was just over, so like I didn't have my bedding on my bed, and I didn't have any of my products in my bathroom because my cousins were staying in my room. It was a mess, and I didn't go to bed till about 4:30. Too. My kitchen needed to be cleaned up, and then my room was covered in shit. You know when you go out anywhere and there's just like stuff spewed across the bed and all the surfaces, everything was everywhere. So let's rock right into things today. We have some Snap Crackle pop culture news. Not too much. SAG is still on strike. Okay, one of the major things I wanted to mention is that the Forever Twilight and Forks Festival is about a month away now. So we're going to be in Forks, Washington, doing a live episode of Those Forking Fangirls that's open to everyone, even if you don't have tickets to the festival. We are going to be, I don't know if it's announced yet what we're doing on Sunday, but we're doing something fun on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And on Friday, there's an author event, and I will be there signing books and talking to people. If you want to come to their author event, I think that's also open to the public. Yes. And there's Anna Todd's going to be there. There's going to be a bunch of
the author from the Crave series.
Oh,
she's going to be there.
Cool. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. It is in the middle of nowhere, Forks, but you get to go to Forks.
Yeah, it's an experience. Yes. Yeah,
it's an experience.
If you guys go, like, please let us know.
Yes.
Like, maybe, I don't know, like, we could probably do something fun or, I don't know, go through nature, take pictures.
Yes. So if y'all are going, we will plan a thing to do.
A thing to make it more worth the trip.
Because we're definitely going to do a hike. So we could do the hike or go get food at one of the places in Forks, you know, one of those. It's so beautiful there. First Beach is not even just First Beach. What am I saying? La Push.
Second Beach.
All of the beaches are beautiful. Yeah. Okay. And also in our Snap Crackle pop culture news, Taylor is extending the tour even more next year, which was so exciting for a lot of people who didn't have a stop in their city. Like, this is the last stop in the U.S. tour today, August 9th. But then she added some stops for next October and November in Miami, New Orleans, in
Indianapolis and 6 shows in Canada, in Toronto only, but still 6 shows. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's going to be all our Snap Crackle Pop Culture news. Is there anything you want to mention, Natasha?
No, anything I wanted to mention was I can't.
Okay.
This is the strike.
All right. So, the Eras Tour. You all heard our saga getting tickets. If you were here, if you missed it, you can go back, and it's called the Taylor Swift Hunger Games, our ticket story. It was a fun adventure.
It involved many people.
It did. It was a group effort, and we did it. But it was intense. But so yesterday, like, it's a
I
whole.
think we should start at the beginning, though.
I am
Like,
going
I
to start
think
at the
we should
beginning. What is the
No,
beginning
like-
for you?
Like how we avoided spoilers and
Oh, well,
that
yeah, we've
Hunger
been-
Games.
Well, yeah. So the Eras Tour kicked off in March. I think it was like March 18th or March 25th. One of those days, and we have been avoiding spoilers ever since. We have muted Taylor Swift. Oh, we can unmute her now.
I did
on
that
Instagram.
today.
Oh my god!
I unmuted her and I looked at all the posts that I missed.
Oh my
and then
god!
I also deleted all of my the content preferences, like the words that
I
what are
have
they
to do
called?
that too.
Yeah, I also deleted all those. I literally had every album listed. I had Taylor Swift, I had tour. I deleted all that so I can.
To preamble, this will have spoilers for the Eras Tour. So we've been avoiding them for months, though. So we've been avoiding since March, and it is August 9th. And I think we made it with minimal spoilers. Like, I saw the outfits, basically, and not
I
in
basically
detail.
saw the outfits.
Yeah. But so what is the beginning for you other than starting at tomorrow?
I mean, I just think that like that journey of of us trying to avoid
It
spoilers
was
and
scary. Like,
it
anytime
was a
I saw something, I was
minefield.
like, ah!
And I think we could probably talk about like what spoilers are
Are to
I don't
us.
know.
Like the
Yeah,
set
like-
list. I don't want to know the set list.
No.
We sat down yesterday, and a few songs in, this mom in front of us turns around to the guy next to us and is like, "Do you know the set list?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding?"
No.
And I mean, I blocked most of it out, but I was so annoyed because, like, after
You waited all that
avoiding
time.
it for so long,
Oh Lord.
this guy is just rattling things off right next to me, and there's nothing I can do to avoid it. So it's a whole production just getting to the stadium. I'm assuming this happened in every city. There's been Taylor Swift traffic in LA every day that there's been a tour stop. So we were planning to leave here for a show that technically starts at 6:30 at 2:30, but we didn't get out of here till 3:30 because we were like taking our time doing some videos and stuff, and obviously getting all dressed up for the Eras Tour. Natasha, do you want to talk about your outfit? And
Yeah,
Everything?
that's the beginning, I guess.
yeah, that's the beginning. I was just
forgot
realizing
I
it as
made
I was
shit.
saying it.
Okay, so like back in January when we got, or you know, in November when we got tickets, I knew I wanted to make looks for the three of us, the girls. Me, Taya, and Christine. So it wasn't just me and Christine. Also, Taya was coming with us. And when we bought the tickets, she was in Japan. I was like, I want her to go. Like, let's get her a ticket. So she wasn't able to get tickets. At first, so I designed my outfit and Christine's outfit. Taya is like very crafty, so I knew like later on, like, okay, she's just gonna
so-
make her own thing.
We're talking about Taya Miller. She was on the pod. She was on the Gen Z versus Millennial episode, if you are unfamiliar.
Yes. And so I told everyone, I'm like, okay, pick an era. I'm like, what outfit you want to replicate or like have an idea that you want to do for the tour. And Christine's like, I want to do red. And I don't know why I had this in my mind. I'm like, okay, well, we just have to pick an era and like stick to it. And but Christine picked this really cute outfit or beautiful outfit from the red tour. And Christine, if you want to talk about why you picked that outfit.
I just really loved the outfit a lot, and I loved the red tour a lot. So the red tour, I had pit tickets. It was my first time being super close to Taylor Swift, and it was amazing. And I just had a complete like joy blackout watching it. And so I was looking at all the outfits from the red tour because I wanted to do something from that. And this one obviously was my favorite. And I was like, Natasha, can we do this one? And she was like, yeah. And it was just so cool. And of you to offer to make the outfits, because I've never gone to a thing where I've been able to like dress however I want, like.
Yeah.
And you're so talented and made it look so gorgeous. I just can't get over it forever. It's amazing. The outfits on my Instagram
so well.
It fit perfect, obviously, because you made it for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cool. And yeah, pictures are on Instagram at @xteenmay, at Tasha Polis. If you haven't seen it, it's so pretty.
So I do have a whole vlog like going into detail. I will be editing it this week. I'm hoping and praying that I make myself do it. And of like the behind the scenes of like the sewing process. I've never done that before where I talk through a lot of it. Ooh, sorry. I'm burping. So that was super fun, and I feel like it's going to be really fun to watch back all of that content, and I hope everyone finds it really interesting and fun. So yes, Christine's outfit, I had never done something like that before. So her look involved a bodysuit with stretchy lycra like booty shorts that are high-waisted. I've never made shorts before, and then a detached like half circle skirt. So, and it looks like a cape for your butt. So I made Christine come down. Well, first we bought the supplies, and I'm like, okay, well, I looked for all the fabric for her, and we purchased that, and she wanted, like, we got this like red rhinestone fabric that literally looks exactly like the fabric that Taylor was wearing on tour. And I had Christine come down, and I found 2 patterns. I did not usually when I make clothes, I just copy something else or I pattern it out myself, but I knew like I needed help because I'd never done any of that before. So I had Christine come down, and I made like mock-ups of the shorts and of the bodysuit. And then I ended up like finishing it off without her there, and then had like one fitting, and only one thing needed to be fixed. I just had to make the outer skirt bigger so that it wasn't like squeezing her too tightly.
Cutting off my corset circulation, my breathing circulation.
This fucking rhinestone fabric, I will never be working with it again. I should have known too. As soon as I looked at it, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be difficult. So like when you're sewing something stretchy and something that has like beading or stuff on it, you typically have to take off the beading so your machine can get through it. No, I did not do that. I just went full force, because what I had to do if I wanted to not break 9 or 10 needles on my machine was I had to heat up the fabric and then pull each individual rhinestone off of where the hem was going to be. And I was like, fuck that shit. That's going to take me way too fucking long.
And like you didn't learn that till so far into it. So it was just like...
Yeah, I was like practically done.
But yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing that was going to happen.
Yeah. And I started this like I would have started it earlier. In my mind, I was going to start in June. No, of course, me and myself and I do things last minute when I don't give myself enough time, and I ended up overexerting myself. So for my outfit, I wanted to do the 1989 Grammys look, and it's the like orange top with the hot pink skirt. I've always loved that outfit, and I was like, okay, I want to do my own version of it. And I think what happened was I liked my outfit. I didn't love my outfit. I miscalculated how much fabric I wanted to use and what type of fabric I wanted to use, because I ended up I made a design, and then I did something different along the way because I thought it would be like maybe more fun and different. And I made this skirt like a high-low thing, which was really cute. I didn't make it long enough. Oh well. And then I wanted to do like a little corset top, but then I kept thinking like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't do that because, well, one, it's gonna take me way too much time. I only really had like a day and like 2 days to finish it, and three, I was probably gonna be uncomfortable with all the boning in it. So I just made like a stretchy little square top with my bow sleeves that I like to do. And I had this really beautiful, like, shifting orange overlay that I put over it. And as soon as I put it on and I pulled it down, I just got so many runs. You know, like how you get runs on, like, stockings or nylons or your tights? That's what happened on the shirt. So fortunately, though, I just flipped it inside out because I sewed it that well and I wore it that way. But that means like that nylon was against my skin last night and it wasn't like the best.
Oh, I didn't realize it was inside out. Couldn't tell.
Yeah. And then I put my hair in little space buns like I did for the Reputation tour. And my makeup stayed on so well because of that one size setting spray.
Yep, this setting spray is getting a lot of airtime lately. I feel like
I know, Beyonce uses it.
All right. So yesterday we leave at Nicole's asking which one is it? It's Patrick Starr's setting spray.
1 star sweat proof setting spray. It comes in a little pink aerosol can. It doesn't last very long because I definitely overspray it, but I need to because I sweat like way too much.
So we leave the house and I have like my red lipstick on and everything because we're doing all the videos. So we need to have our full outfits. We haven't eaten. And this is the thing, like we spent the whole day getting ready to go and like getting all our content and getting pretty and shit. And we haven't really gotten to eat. Like I ate half a sub sandwich at 10:30. I don't know if Natasha, did you eat anything?
I got Starbucks at 10.
Okay.
So I had like egg bites and a croissant at that time.
Yeah.
And then Taya didn't get anything to eat because she doesn't like eating in the morning. So she was going to just Uber Eats food. And then we
ran out of
doing that.
time.
We didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
We didn't get to Christine's house till noon. So we only really had like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. So we leave and I have half a sub that I didn't eat before. I'm just like stuffing it down my throat. And like I look in the mirror and I have like the red all on my chin. And I didn't bring any tissues or Q-tips or like anything. Concealer, anything for the red lipstick. So we're like 2 blocks down and I make like a crazy U-turn because I need to run in and get all those tools or else I'm going to be kind of ruining my look with like awkward clown face.
She asked me 3 times. She's like, do you think I should turn back and get it? Do you think I should turn back? And I was like, not saying anything because I didn't know what to do.
You were like,
also were late.
Do you think you need it? And I'm like, I don't know. And you were like, maybe you should.
And I was then I looked at her. I was like, no, go get it.
It only honestly was like a 3-minute detour. It was super fast.
It wasn't, yeah.
I like sprinted in and came back out like like ran into the car because I was already so anxious about us like leaving later. And then we hit traffic for like an hour and 20 minutes to get to a place that is like half an hour away. And we kind of got lost going to the parking lot that we had tickets for. So we had to buy tickets for parking ahead of time so it wouldn't sell out. I guess that probably happened in all cities too. But
because it's 70,000 people. Like, where the fuck do you put all those cars?
Yeah. So, and then once we get there, we have like a gate assigned to our ticket where we are allowed to enter because our tickets ended up being like a VIP package. It was like the Karma is my boyfriend package. And we had to go all the way around the stadium to get to the right gate. So we were walking for a while. We met some people who watched our stuff or read my books, and it was really nice. Thanks for saying hi if you stopped and said hi. And
we need to talk about the friendship bracelets the night before.
Yeah, friendship bracelets. So yeah, if you're not aware, it's a thing. You're on Your Own Kid on the Midnight's album, Taylor Swift said, "Make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it." And so it became a thing at the Eras Tour to make all these friendship bracelets and trade them with fellow Swifties. And it's like a nice way to get to know the people around you, to just interact with the other people, and everyone's so nice. And so, right, this past week, we've all been buying like friendship making kits. I wasn't going to make any because I know myself, I'm terrible at arts and crafts and I hate them. Before I think Natasha had her like friendship bracelet making session, I tried to have a friendship bracelet making session, and I made 2 baby bracelets that cut off my circulation. It took me so long to make 2, and I ordered these beads that are like they're the least shiny beads you'll ever see in your life. They're like these really skinny discs. So I had to put like 10,000 discs to like fill up the bracelet. And my alphabet, like everyone puts like a word on your bracelet or a phrase. So I had all these words and phrases I wanted to do. I wrote the list of them, and like the letters I got were just a bunch of letters in a bucket. Like it wasn't like A's, B's, C's, D's. It was just letters. So just finding the phrases took forever. And my first bracelet, I made refrigerator light, and it took up the whole bracelet. It was just refrigerator light.
Also because you didn't put enough beads on it to make it big enough.
You couldn't read it because it went all the way around, so it just looked like a bunch of letters. It was so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm not doing any more of these. I can't. Natasha was very kind and made me like 5 bracelets to wear.
Well, because at first you were like, I only want to make black bracelets.
I did only want to make black bracelets. I made a black one and I made a red one because I was so mad at the black refrigerator light that you only looked like letters.
I knew, like in my head, I knew you weren't gonna have a good time doing those. It would have been better if we all did it together. But
yeah,
she texted me and she's like, "It has taken me 30 minutes just to make one bracelet." I'm like, "Yeah, honey, that's what happens when you make handmade things." You want to know how many hours I spent on your outfit?
Well, this is the thing, though. I will spend that much time and it'll be ugly because I'm not good at it. That's why I hate it. Like, if I was making something beautiful, it would be worth it. That's why I spend hours and hours editing photos and editing everything,
books.
Writing everything.
That's your strong suit.
But physically making things, I am very, very not good.
Okay, so I didn't think I was gonna have time to make bracelets because my family was in town, and we did have a free day on Monday before the concert, which was on Tuesday on the 8th. So I didn't buy anything online. I ended up just doing a drive up order at Target, and I got 2 bracelet making kits. And I sat down at my dining room table and I was like making them. And this fucking kit didn't have it didn't have R's. It didn't have T's. I'm like, I can't make any words with those vowels. I'm just going along trying to make like whatever word I could without those words. I don't even remember what I did.
Oh,
The thing here's I just want to say the difference between Christine and I. She was first thinking of phrases and different shit to put on, and I was just like, I just want to make cool designs. I don't care what word goes on.
Yeah, I literally made a list of 10 phrases and words.
That's how we work. I was like, okay, what do you want on your bracelet?
I was like,
I don't know.
Electrified, please.
So, I had my 2 kids, and then it was like 5 o'clock.
It keeps sounding like you're saying I had my 2 kids.
Kids.
When you were like, this kid, and I was like, what kid, Bodhi?
So I had my 2 kits, and I was like 5 o'clock, and we were gonna go to dinner around 7. And I looked to Alex. I was like, I need letters. Like, please go get me letters. And so I looked at Michael's, and it like I wasn't sure if they had any in stock because I kept putting it in my cart, and it said like not in stock because they just have like Michael's just has like letters that you can buy. And I was like, okay, Alex, go to Michael's. And so he went to Michael's, and I was like, I'm like, what if they don't have any? And of course he calls me. He said they don't have any. They said that they had 11 people come in so far after they had sold out, and they were like, oh, for Taylor Swift, right? So they were sold out of all letters and beads. And then he's like, where else should I go? And I was looking online. I'm like, oh, maybe Walmart has them. And so he went across the street to like another craft store, and they had all these like little children like bracelet making kits. And he got the one with like the most letters, and I also got like extra beads and stuff. So I had 3 massive kits. They're sitting here on my table right next to me, like of all these beads unused. So we'll see. I'll hold them on to them, and someday I'll probably use them again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I made about 11 bracelets, and I had a good time making it. And then really cute, because I didn't share this publicly. My little nephew Bodhi, he's 2.5. He he was so interested. He was like, what are those? What are those? What are those? And then he sat up next to me and he made his own bracelet.
So cute.
I was like, oh my God. He was so concentrated. He was so good. I was like, oh, you're 2. How are you doing this?
That's great though. Like if he's interested in stuff like that, and it really keeps his focus. That's like something to keep him occupied, and also he'll learn stuff from making stuff.
Yeah. So next time he comes out, I'll just pull out the bracelet making kit again, and we'll do more.
Yeah.
I really wanted, like, I had fun with the Taylor Swift sayings, but I really just wanted to put like my ship names, like Raylo and Captain Swan.
Oh my God. I bought my kit, and I also bought a bunch of extra black beads the next night because I was like, oh, I don't have enough black beads to make black bracelets. So I have all these fucking beads. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But so the friendship bracelets were just a cute thing that was going along with the concert. So we get there, we have to walk from the parking lot to the stadium. We walk around the stadium, and then we get into our gate, and we're like so excited to go out onto the floor. And anytime I've been to any other stadium, I don't know, you just kind of like go down some steps to the floor.
Yeah, you just go down like one little slanted.
Yeah, we went down 9 floors, circling in ramps, so they're like accessible to everyone. But like it was 9 floors worth of ramps.
It was a 15-minute trek, or 20. It was like a 20-minute trek, and it went like one ramp down, and then over, and then one ramp down, and it was like just a tiny little slant of an incline, and like it felt like fucking Nesta walking down the 1,000 steps.
It was just around and round and round and round we go again, and we kept being like, wait, where are we going? And it was just, we were all the way up on one of like the higher tiers, and we had to go all the way down to the floor.
I was explaining to Alex that this was the Quidditch champion type. And we were like going down to the very bottom. Like that's how what SoFi looked like. Yes.
It did look like that. It did look like that. That's so funny.
But except, we weren't, the Weasleys walking up to the very top. We were walking
Going
down the very
to the
fucking
bottom.
Because, the best seats that had the easiest access were the middle before nosebleeds, and nosebleeds only had to walk up one flight of
the
stairs.
best seats. We had the best seats.
No, I meant the best seats for accessibility.
Oh, yeah,
and not for trekking. Because then the worst part of it was we had to walk all the way up them after 4 hours.
It wasn't the worst part going back up because it went so fast because we were so high on life after the concert and we were just talking about everything.
But it was really sweaty in there.
It was sweaty. It was very sweaty. And on the way down, we were like, we're going to be late. We still want to take pictures down there in front of the stage. So I still needed to finish. I did this little Paris TikTok reel, and it was like a little music video to Taylor Swift's song Paris, and I needed to do the last 2 clips before it got dark. So it was just like, we didn't know how long it was going to take to get to the bottom. It was like the Nesta situation. Okay, wait a minute. The stuff that was included in our VIP package, we never got it, Natasha.
Never got it. Yeah,
We never got it. It never came in the mail to either of our houses. Right? You didn't get anything. I didn't get anything.
I think it all would have come to my house because it was under my account.
But it was also under my billing address. So I was like, it could come here too. Nothing came here.
I read last night, it's some people were getting it late, but I don't know. It's kind of upsetting because we spent honestly, with our VIP package, we got merch. That was about it. Did we have
it wasn't
VIP
even merch. It was
entrance?
just a tote bag. Yeah, we had a VIP entrance. But there were so many people at it that it wasn't it was supposed to have its own merch table so it wouldn't be as crowded, but it was still at a really long line. We didn't get merch at the Era store. We didn't have time by the time we got there, by the time we got down.
We were
Fucking fly keeps landing right near me. Okay. Wait. Fuck you.
It's like she's going to battle over there.
I just broke this trying to kill it. And I don't know if I got it.
You need to bring your vacuum out so you can suck it up.
Hold on 1 second. So we get down there and we all have to pee. We have giant water bottles with us that Natasha and Taya picked up on their way here because it said that we can bring in a sealed water bottle. And as we're going down there, the lady is like, you have to dump them into a cup. And it's just a clear topless cup that can easily be knocked over or poisoned if left unattended.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know why they were sealed water bottles. And so we ended up wasting these water bottles because we poured them into the cups and then we all had to use the bathroom and there were 50, 100 million porta potties waiting
the
for
bathroom.
us on the floor level.
That was my main issue. I think SoFi, the 9 stairs we had to trek down, the fact that we had to empty our water bottles, and then our VIP tickets got us porta potties. We didn't have an actual bathroom.
I was like, what do you mean there's no bathroom?
And there was no air. It was already hot, and there was no airflow in the little tiny porta potties, or no space. And me as a plus size woman trying to pull down my underwear, I was just sitting there, and I was just melting. The sweat was going
so hot.
down my neck, down my chest. My shoulders were sweating as I was sitting there peeing, and I was like, "Get me out of here!" The entire time I was just thinking, "This is fucking miserable."
It was just also Because we were so hot, all our clothes were like stuck to us. So I had to, I had the bodysuit and then shorts over it, and I had to take.
Did you
off
take
the
both
skirt.
off?
Yeah, I had to take both off. There's no way to pee with the bodysuit and the shorts on. So they were stuck to me, and I was like peeling them off in that bathroom, and it was so gross. But after that, you know, we go find our seats. It's magical finally like going out into the stadium and seeing the floor and the seats. But we have to go take pictures and get food because we're fucking starving now. Because the trek from the house, we left at like 3:45, and then we got down there at like 6:15. So it was a long journey from house to stadium. And Taya hadn't eaten at all. Natasha and I hadn't eaten. Natasha hadn't eaten in a while. I ate half of a sandwich and I was still starving by the time we got down there. But we left our waters on the seats, and I was like, I'm not going to drink this now when I get back. So it's just going to be left. And
yeah, I was like, I don't care enough. If I get poisoned, I guess I'm gonna get
Oh, you drank it?
I did.
I was too afraid of like people putting drugs in my drink. I know that's irrational at the Taylor Swift concert, but it could happen. You don't ever know.
I know, it's true. We did. I think like that when we got down and we got to the floor, that was very exciting. Like after like our sweaty mess in the bathroom, and then we walked through, and then we just kept walking. We're like, where's our section? And then we just kept getting closer and closer. We're like, oh my
I was
gosh.
freaking out. I was freaking out.
We also had the celebrity boxes like right behind us.
Oh my God, Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec was in the celebrity box. We just walked by it and we're like, whoa.
Oh.
There was a whole crowd of young women in front of it, just blocking the walkway to look at him.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were doing.
They were actually talking to, I don't know her name. I thought it was Rachel Bilson, but
It wasn't Rachel Bilson. She's from the OC. When you said that, I was looking for her. I was like, there's no Rachel Bilson in there.
No, it was Austin Butler's girlfriend. She's like Cindy Crawford's daughter. I don't know. Kaya something. Kaya
Scoldarolo or whatever?
No.
She's British, right?
Yeah. Kaya Gerber. Yeah, that's her name. She's
we
a
did not
model.
see the Lautners. I can't believe they were there again. I know she was there a couple days ago.
Yeah, they went earlier.
I don't think they were at. I didn't know. I don't know if they went again, but I know they went out to a show a couple days ago because I saw on Instagram.
But we, for our seats, just so everyone knows,
Selena
we
was
were
there
section-
too. I wonder if she was walking with Andrea. Okay, there was a point right before Taylor came on, like the clock, the countdown was up on the screen, and everyone turned around and was like screaming and trying to take pictures and standing on their seats to see somebody walking by. And we knew Andrea Swift was there, but I wonder if Selena was also there because there was a lot of uproar. And this standing on the seat situation, so I stood on the seats because everyone was standing on the seats to see. And then there were some little girls, not little, but like preteen girls in the rows ahead of us who saw all this standing on seats and then never got off as the concert started. And they happened to be right in front of me. And I was like, I paid so much money for this seats. Like, you cannot stand up and block the entire view. Like, I couldn't even see the screen to the side because there was two girls just blocking the whole way. And so I think it was during the man I tapped on this not little girl. She was a preteen. I tapped on her just to be like, I'm so sorry, I can't see. Do you mind like getting off the chair? And I don't think she could hear me because the music was blaring, but she jumped off the chair like frightened and like sat. Like I had made her sit, and I was like, no, stand up. And her mom like was like, you could stand up. And she like kind of turned around and said she was sorry. And then I felt bad the whole time, which like I shouldn't feel bad, I think, for like politely asking, but she couldn't hear me. And the girl was like scared of me for the rest of the time. Like she'd like make eye contact with me and like quickly like look away. And I'd try to make eye contact with her and like be like, it's okay, like it's fine. But it was awkward the entire time. Her in front of me for the rest of the thing. Anyway.
Yeah. And the mom looked back at me and she was like, I'm sorry, like the girls in front are standing, so she couldn't, she was like mouthing that to me.
But what they
like,
they should do is ask them
they
to
should
sit
tap
down.
and
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah, you can't stand on your chair. No one can see over you. There's no incline.
Yeah. So for those who are wondering, when you look at the stage, we were the section to the right of the diamond on the catwalk. So it was hard to see her like at the end of the catwalk, but when she was in the diamond or on the backstage,
She was like singing to us.
She was singing to us.
It was so cool.
Yes. We were row 15, so we had people in front of us for sure, but we are also all tall, so we could see, and it was good.
It was so magical. But like when she was at the front of the catwalk, I would just look at the screens, and I don't know, it was perfect.
I because I was trying to do both. Like I was trying to look at her and like see her with my own two eyes instead of the screen, and then I would look at the screen so I could actually see like her facial expressions.
Because she has such great performance value to like her facial expressions and her little things she does. So you can't see them even if you are like, we are pretty close, but you can't see her facial expressions like that, you know. You have to look at, and also the production value of what's on the screen is amazing. Like they've put in so much effort to all this, so you want to like take it all in. And I like that since she wasn't always constantly right in front of us where we could see her, we could also take in, that would give you like, you know, like
a moment
to like take in what's going on the screens. And we were close enough that on the stage she still felt close, you know. She's the front of the stage. It was amazing. Anyway, we jumped ahead a little bit. But my water was blue because I put a Pedialyte in it, and of course I didn't get to drink it, and of course I just put it on the floor like under the chair, and the whole time I was worried it was going to knock over, and of course it knocked over, and my whole bottom of my skirt was like wet at one point, and I was like, what's happening? And then I realized it had knocked over, but the guy next to me had also knocked over a Coke, so there was also gross soda on the floor. Anyway, all right.
But yeah, so we got onto the floor. We took some pictures.
Yes.
In front of the stage.
Yes.
And then
Gracie Abrams started like immediately.
And we were and like Gracie looks at me, she's just no, like we needed to finish. She was so worried about finishing the Paris video, and I'm like, I didn't get any pictures. And so we at that point we didn't watch Gracie Abrams at all. We went in and we got food, and we were worried. At first, we were worried, like, do we need to walk all the way up those stairs to get food? They had actually a nice section where it was air conditioned and it was like super new and nice, and the line wasn't too long, thank God.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was like part of the VIP section.
Yeah, because we had to show our wristbands.
Yeah. So we got food. I was bummed that we didn't get to see Gracie Abrams because I've been listening to her songs while I write.
You were prepping.
They're really nice. And we didn't get to get pictures because Natasha was taking my like solo pics when Gracie Abrams' name came up, and you just want the Eras Tour thing on the screen for your pictures. But we knew that like it would go up again in between the sets. So we jumped on it as soon as Gracie Abrams finished. I was like, I need to get the last clip for the Paris music video. Like ran out there with the food.
It was so loud because you couldn't hear like the song or anything.
You could not hear when Gracie. So I was trying to record while Gracie was singing. I literally couldn't hear with my earpods in, with them on, like noise cancellation. I was just like felt so cut off from sound. So, all right. So it gets to like she goes on at 8:00. We got hot dogs. We ate them really fast. 8:00 comes. And the timer goes up and we were just like bouncing in our seats. I was so hype. When applause came on, I was freaking out.
Like that, my energy was so low, like during Heim. And I just sat down for the whole, I'm like, I just need to get excited. Like, like what is happening to me right now? Like, I'm here. Like, I just want to be excited. And then when applause came on, it hit. We were like, wah!
I got excited during Heim. The wire came on and I was like, ah! But no one else really was. Everyone
heard their songs.
Sitting and empty. Well, The Wire is their big song. So like you probably recognize that one, right? Like
I mean, here and there.
So that was really exciting, and then I was standing for the rest of their set. The girls right behind us liked Time. They were screaming, so they were excited with me. But we made them. I didn't not make them. We asked them to record the last clip of the Paris video so we could all be in it, and it ended
The girls
up working.
behind us were cool.
They were cool. I liked them.
Me too.
Yeah, but. Yeah, so we got the last clip before it got dark, and that was fine. Okay, let's talk about the show. All right. So the show opens, and she's singing Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince.
Well, first we have those big like pedal things that are coming out.
Oh yeah, I didn't like this entrance as much as the rep entrance at all.
I liked what I could hear, like, it's been a long time coming, like that. I was like tearing up at that. I was like, oh my God. And then we had like the big pedal things that came out, and that was
I couldn't see Taylor. I didn't know where Taylor was. I was looking
we
for
couldn't
her.
see her from our section.
I guess she was
definitely.
coming up from the middle though.
She came up from like that middle, and then
Yeah.
the dancers were kind of covering her with those the pedal things.
Yeah, the entrance kind of didn't work if you're sitting near us. The rep entrance was so fucking good. It was like dun dun dun, and like the whole stage breaks in half, and she comes through the middle, and there's all this smoke. I got chills just repeating it now. I remember the moments before that started. Reputation was playing. Like, I don't give a damn about a bad reputation. And we knew nothing about the concert. I was like, this is it. It's coming now. This is the song. She's going to start after this. And, oh, it was so good. This entrance was more like, la, 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 la.
It was very soft. It was emotional. Yeah. And then when she comes on stage, we're just like, wow, like screaming. So, Nicole asked, were you surprised by the opening song choice? I didn't know she was going to open with Miss Americana. I did, in my mind, know she was going to open with Cruel Summer, because my brother had all of a sudden become obsessed with Cruel Summer like a couple months ago, after he's like, I want to go to the Rep tour. I want to go to the Eras tour. Like, that looks so fun. And then he's like, can we listen to Cruel Summer? I was like, uh-huh. Why? I told him this morning or afternoon when I woke up, and he was like, I never said anything. I'm like, yeah, you didn't have to. I knew where you were getting at.
I was surprised by the song choice. It was weird. Interestingly enough, I think Lover was my least favorite part of the Eras. Like, that was my least favorite block, because I don't know if it's because of the girl sitting in front of me. It might be because she was standing on her chair during it. But also, I don't know. I felt like we were rushing through Lover, and it was not as emotional as a lot of the other ones until Lover came on. When the actual song Lover came on, I turned to Natasha and I was like, I didn't think she was doing this. For some reason, I thought she wasn't. But now that I'm thinking on it, I'm like, why wouldn't she do Lover? It's the biggest hit from Lover. But I just started crying through the whole thing. But before that, everything was kind of like mushing together. I think it's because of the girl in front of me standing on the seat, and I was just anxious that she was never going to get off. So,
yeah, you did turn to me. You were like, "It's going so fast," and I'm like, "I think because we were overwhelmed and we didn't really know, like, because usually and we couldn't hear her talking to us in the very beginning.
Was she talking to us?
I think she said something about like LA. It was right after Cruel Summer, and that's when she's like, I have power, and then did the whole pointing thing. Yeah, for the man. As I was looking at her posts, I did notice. So I had seen most of the outfits. The one, I don't think I saw like the man suit or some of the other variations, but I didn't realize that she had different colors. Like during 1989, there's so many different pictures of the colors of that like little two-piece. And then the folklore dress, it was also white, and then it wasn't just like white for the dress. It was like a whole different design to the dress. And I think there was another color she did too. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. And then she had a white jacket for the man. She had like a white suit.
Oh, but it was blue.
Yeah. Which I think I liked a little bit better.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I loved when she did Archer, though. Because when we slowed down.
Once Lover started and the girl had sit down and we slowed down, it got much better. Like, yeah, Archer's not my favorite on the album, but I loved watching her perform it. It was so good live. It's always so interesting how some of these songs that I'm not huge fans of on the album are my favorite when they're live. Like, it also, for Willow, okay, we're going to jump around a little bit, but so the Evermore set and the Folklore set, they were so theatrical almost the way they were performed. I loved it so much because it really brings you into the emotional thread of the song. Whereas like the man was so flashy, and even like Style was so flashy that I wasn't like feeling the song. I was like, wow, there's a lot going on. But like with they come out with the cloaks for Willow and do all this like really cool choreography, and you're just all of a sudden transported.
And like the added vocals to it as well, or like the
and the
chants.
7 poetry that came on before Folklore, like it was like a slam poetry version of 7, and there was dancers dancing, and the house that they brought out for Folklore kind of changed the whole mood, and the trees that grew on stage for Evermore, like it was all very cool. Okay, we're talking about Evermore. One of my favorite performances of the night was Tolerate It, when she sat at that table.
Yes.
It was amazing. Just so much emotion. Again, so theatrical. Like she climbs up on the table. There's so much emotion. And all of those moments hit so hard. All of the Folklore songs where she was like on her knees on the runway singing Tears Ricochet and Illicit Affairs. Like there was so much pain in those songs. And it was so beautiful.
Wait, so yeah, Tolerate It. I don't think I ever really, until she performed it, I don't think those lyrics resonated with me until I saw her perform it on that table, and the way she was like throwing the plates and all of that. I was like, oh wait, I do love this song.
Like as soon as I saw the table, I was like, oh my God, is she doing Tolerate It? Because in my head, like when I saw that story, I saw that table, and it was just so cool when those things come together, like what you pictured and what she pictured, and it's awesome.
Oh, before we have to talk about the Champagne Problems.
Okay, yes. Let's talk about Champagne Problems, because she does it at her amazing Folklore piano. And then she just pauses while we applaud for like 15 minutes straight.
It was definite. I don't. That's the thing. I was like, does this happen every show?
I was like, it must.
Because what happened was the whole stadium was applauding. It does happen every show.
Okay.
To record for the standing ovation. You guys have the record. We have an 8-minute standing ovation from our show. Or ours was the longest. Yeah, we were deafening last night.
It was so loud. I put in my, oh my God, what earplugs. I put in my earplugs and closed my ears, and it was still hurting. Usually it's 2 to 3 minutes, Audrey. Oh my God. It went on so long that I was like, what are we doing? Can you start again? Like, I want to keep hearing your songs. She was like giggling and like falling over and like being like, she had her mic out. So she was just saying things, but you couldn't hear. You could just see her mouth moving, you know, like, this is insane. Like, oh my God, you guys. And it just went on so long where I was like, okay, can we stop?
Amy says, I think mine in Chicago was about 5 minutes. I love that she takes time to just absorb it.
Yeah. I mean, I know she does it at every, like, she's done it on every tour where she like stops and like looks around and like takes it in. It was just really long, guys. It was a long pause.
And then, because they would just go in waves, because people, they would get tired.
Yeah.
And then and then at one point we started chanting Taylor.
Yeah.
And like the girls behind us, they had lungs of steel and vocal cords of platinum, because they were screaming so loud. Like I definitely had to plug my ears. It was so loud. Yeah. I thought that was so cool, just to like watch her take it in, and like the way that she was responding. I have some of it on video, but I definitely didn't record the whole thing. I'm wondering if someone recorded the whole thing. That's
someone must have. If they do it at every show,
obviously.
Yeah, if they do it at every show, I bet someone started recording as soon as it started happening. But yeah, so this kind of comes back around to, I have a clip from right after the show last night that I haven't posted yet of like our immediate reactions. And I just couldn't get over how the difference in Taylor's demeanor when she's performing is night and day in terms of confidence. Like, she is fully so confident in the way that she performs everything and owns everything. Whereas like Reputation, like, she was performing, but I didn't feel like she actually felt it all the time, you know? And it was almost like watching, like, Fake It Till You Make It work. Like, she just feels so much more secure in herself, in her talent, in what she can do. And, I mean, obviously, she's broken all these records, and everyone's kind of come around to be like, yeah, she is so fucking talented. Finally, everyone's, and yeah, she doesn't give a fuck anymore. But also, like, she has, acquired so many accolades in the past 4 years because she just kept making things that were amazing. She's been, and people couldn't not notice anymore, but yeah, the way that she holds herself, the way that she talks to us, like the way she performs, it's just like confidence just like oozes out of her. Like, she's amazing, and she's fully embodying it and embracing like everything she is, and it was really beautiful to see. And it's just like, also, I felt like I could track her really coming into her own as an adult, even, because I feel like we all kind of do that going from your 20s to your 30s, it's like this new age of adulthood. Yeah, it was really cool to see.
Tay and I were talking on the way home that it's such a remarkable thing to witness something. Like, if you just put all your time and effort to something that you truly love, and like you just truly love creating, like, it does come back around, and it does obviously it produces fruit because of what she has created within, just her career, and like the 70,000 people in that stadium who were screaming every single word. It is crazy.
It's truly like watching it come full circle. Like, you being vulnerable will pay off in the long run, because other people will appreciate that and see how hard it is to be vulnerable in that way. Like, she's been being so open with us through her music for so long, and that's why we are so in love with her art, not just because it's good, but because we also can relate to it on a personal level, you know? And we know that she is being so open with us because the lyrics are so open. They're so vulnerable. And she goes there in detail. And we all know that it's about her life. And that's really hard to do, you know? And she put herself out there time and time again, no matter how many people like made fun of her. You know, it was a constant point of, you know, contention in terms of like her talking about her past boyfriends and stuff when she was younger. But it's literally what everyone does. It's just because she was a young woman who they didn't really wanted to write off as like, you know, someone who doesn't like John Mayer. At that time, he gave her an award and said 100,000 times before giving her the award, like, I kept asking her, like, who writes your songs? Like, and she'd be like, me. And he'd be like, no, but really. It was that mentality for so long. And it's finally come full circle and paid off in such an enormous way, because when you're vulnerable, people want to be vulnerable with you. And that's it creates a beautiful bond, like a very strong bond. And the art, it creates beautiful art because you feel so much emotion. Anyway, I just like, it's just been a beautiful journey to watch and to see how huge how much she's exploded, because there's no way to deny how talented she is anymore. You can't deny it.
No.
She's been being amazing for years. Yeah, go ahead.
And like the community that has been built around her, just the way that, like, you know, we felt the safest, like everyone was just complimenting each other at the tour, and everyone was in costume or some type of outfit.
Yes.
Like everyone was like felt safe enough to be able to tap into that point in their lives or in their personality where they wanted to show off, you know, something of hers that meant so much to them and wear it proudly and have everyone else just love on them. And like the friendship bracelets, incredible. Yeah. I wanted to say someone up here, Amy said at one of her shows, I can't get to it. One of her shows, she told the crowd that this is the happiest she's ever been in her life.
I know. I said that on the news segment that week.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. So, and then in our chat, people are talking about like how does she do these shows? Like how does she do? Like she has six back-to-back nights in LA.
So much stamina. Well, just the fact that the show is 4 hours long a lot of the time, you know?
Yes.
Like,
and she's singing.
She's singing and dancing, and that is exhausting as fuck. And yeah, she's been training obviously for this for a long time, because you can't just do that. You can't just be your normal singer self and go out and perform for 3.5 hours nonstop. You can't. So she's amazing. Like she is incredibly prepared for this tour in so many different ways. Mastermind.
Yeah. Audrey says, I really hope we get a documentary from the preparation of the tour. And apparently she trained for 2 years to get ready for this. Like she trains like an athlete. She trained like an athlete to do this. And not to mention, and of course, there's so many people probably behind the scenes helping her. But like the fact that in her mind, like during COVID, she's like, I'm going to train so I can do everything that I want to do and be my best self. Like she was getting ready for this for so long, and like it is paid off. Yes. And she's doing it in heels.
Yeah. All right.
Like when I was watching her perform, I just want to know what went on behind the scenes. Like, because she had so many different
Yeah.
outfit changes, and how she got into those outfits so quickly, and how did she get from point A to point B. And, like, I was just like, oh, how is this all going down? Like, I'm so interested. I really want to see.
I really hope that this is a documentary, like the full
Yes.
Eras Tour experience, building it, because it is so fascinating. Just conceptualizing it, because now she's made it a thing. Like the Jonas Brothers are doing like all 5 albums in one night. Like they're doing their own version of the Eras Tour. Like it's
copycats.
everyone's doing, you know, something with Eras, because Taylor Swift has made Eras a thing. But yeah, in the Rep Tour, she showed us some behind the scenes stuff that I feel like they must have similar things. Like they had this like roller coaster thing that she lies on and like jets her to the other side. From the catwalk all the way back and stuff under the stage. And like, I'd really love to see, there's this point where she dives off the stage, like she's diving into a pool, and it was like, whoa. Because it was like, what caught her? You know, what did she dive into? Like, and what kind of air mattress? Gabby's saying, I want to see how she flops onto the air mattress. Has she talked about it being an air mattress? Because that's going to hurt your back if you land the wrong way. Like, it has to be a very carefully designed thing, because then it has to shoot her across the stage too. It can't just like sit there. Elizabeth, I assume it's an air mattress. We can't assume these things. It's going to be higher tech than just an air mattress. I'm assuming it's a foam pit. Cheyenne said.
I feel like a foam pit would be better than air mattress.
A moving foam pit. Like, this is the thing. It has to move. All right. So let's talk about the eras that we go through really quick. So we start with Lover, and then we go into Fearless. The inner, like, teenager college student in me freaked out when Fearless came on. I think we were all like so giddy when she started singing You Belong With Me.
Let's go back to high school.
I know. It was so sweet. And then, of course, we go into Evermore, which we kind of talked about, but we didn't talk about how everyone else got 'Tis the Damn Season, and we got No Body, No Crime with Haim. And I want to go watch 'Tis the Damn Season now. Like, I want to see what she did
so much
with
to
that.
catch up on.
Yeah, because again, like, every one of these songs was so theatrical and beautiful, the way she performed it. These Evermore songs, like, what did she do for that song? What was she wearing? Was it the yellow dress? I don't know.
Gabby says, what did you think of the gold noodle dress for Fearless?
Oh, you mean
with
the
like
gold?
the tassels.
Yeah,
on
the
end.
tassels. It was pretty.
That's cute. She wore a different variation. I saw it was like more like a body, like a flapper girl dress. It was like gold flapper girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did Willow. She did Marjorie, which I was not expecting her to do. Champagne Problems and Tolerate It. And then when the rep snake came up on screen, I just like a screech came out of me. I think I like scared Taya or something. I was like, it's right back.
I was trying to. I'm like, it's Reputation, and because Taya didn't know Rep,
Oh.
yeah, so she didn't really know those songs. So she's like, I don't vibe with it. And then on the car ride home, she's like, my favorite part of the whole concert was Reputation. So I think I need to listen to that album.
I was so excited through that whole
The
set.
snake scared the shit out of me. Like slithered. I was like, ah.
Oh my god, it was a great set, and we've already seen the Rep tour most recently, but like it was just like we know those songs so well, and she did a great combo of Don't Blame Me and Look What You Made Me Do and Delicate, and anytime Ready For It. Anytime she does Ready For It, I'm just like,
What was the? Do you remember like the song progression for Rep? Like what?
Yeah.
What did we get first?
yeah. So it started with Ready For It. You can't not start with Ready For It. Like the dun dun dun. And then we went into Delicate, and then Don't Blame Me, and then Don't Blame Me transitioned like halfway through to Look What You Made Me Do. And everyone in like my Instagram comments and in the chat here is even saying like the transition between Don't Blame Me and Look What You Made Me Do was flawless.
That was
and
so good.
It was very good.
Oh yeah, and she was wearing the like one leg black
yes.
jumpsuit thing. I haven't seen a variation of that. I think that is like the only costume she wears.
Yeah, I've seen people wearing that costume to the rep tour. All right.
But also, I have to say, and I said this last night, because I'm very interested in hair. She wears her hair like stick straight and like blown out for the beginning. In my mind, I'm like, why does she do that when she's sweating so hard and like the hair just gets immediately messed up? Like, I would make more sense if she had her like wavy hair in the beginning so that it
But it's
would
not
just
her
go with the
Midnight's
flow.
look. Like, it's not her look for this era. Yeah. Like, she would be doing a different era look. Like, all of her hair is like so iconic for each era.
True, but this is the Eras tour.
Yeah, but it's midnight. We're in midnight. Like, ultimately, we're in midnights. Like, because Rep, she had her natural wave back. But like, for midnight, she had like the 70s look with the blowout and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I guess so. Nicole says I kind of liked watching her hair devolve.
Yeah.
I did too. It made, honestly, like, it made me feel good about myself because I'm just constantly sweating and my hair, if I wear it down, is always gonna, it looks just like Taylor's when my hair gets sweaty. So I was like, okay.
All right. So before we move into Speak Now, she did no fucking songs from debut. None. And I had seen people making jokes about this. I didn't, but I'd also seen surprise songs come up that are from debut, but she has no debut songs in the actual set list, which is
There's no debut era.
Well, yeah, it's not, there's no era chunk. There's no set list in there, which is so, I don't know if it's because she's been performing them.
The poster.
It's on the poster. It's so weird also, though. I don't know if it's because she's been performing them for years, so she feels like she wants to give all the time to the newer songs, you know, that she would give to them. But not perform, like, even one feels so weird. Like, what about our song? She performed our song on the Rep tour, so. But, like, I don't know, weird. It's sad. I kind of just wanted one.
Audrey says in the original set list had only one Speak Now song.
Yes. So we got Enchanted and we got Long Live, and I'm so glad we got both of those songs.
I'm so glad we got both those songs.
Yeah.
So that purple ball gown was magnificent. I got spoiled on that because I'm assuming that came out when she announced Speak Now, because she was wearing other ball gowns during the tour, and then now she just wears that one. But that thing is massive.
Yes. Yeah, most people only got Enchanted, but Long Live is such a beautiful classic, so I'm so glad it's in there. And it's so appropriate for this tour, so I'm very surprised that she didn't have that in the original set list. Then we went into Red. We started with 22. Now, you know what's really interesting to me? I mean, not interesting, but I like that she says different things at all the performances, you know, like she talks to the audience about like whatever she's thinking about in that moment. But like, I feel like we didn't get as much talking as a lot of the other tours. And I know it's probably because we were like the 6th or 5th night of LA. But I know for like one of the tours, she was like, it's 33 now, not so much 22. And like, just like different moments that I saw, like just quoted on even like that, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, like stuff like that. We didn't get so much like that. I don't know if it's because we, you know, cheered for 8 minutes. Probably. Probably. But I love those moments. And I was kind of like, as I was reflecting on it today, I was like, we didn't get many talking moments. And I bet it is because we ate up so much time fucking applauding.
She did. So after Speak Now, we went into folklore, right?
Okay, so after Speak Now, we went into Red. And then after Red, we went into Folklore. So we had 22. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, which was really fun. I Knew You Were Trouble. And of course, 10-minute version of All Too Well. So she gave us a lot from Red, which was great.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that 10-minute version of All Too Well.
I was like, she has to do it. I can't believe she already gave us 3 songs from Red. Oh, I would have loved Holy Ground too, Gabby. But we can't have everything, which is unfortunate. But she gave us so much.
I love State of Grace.
I want a Folklore Evermore tour.
Yes. I want like a Folklore Evermore tour, but like in a smaller venue.
Yes. And
so we can just be in it.
Because I was living during the Folklore and Evermore set lists. Like, she comes out and does the one, which I was so tickled because I love that song. And I don't know, it's not like a single or anything. So I didn't know what to expect, like what song she would do off of Folklore, which was kind of part of the fun because she's never performed these in any other capacity. So seeing her perform the one and then Betty, when she started the last Great American Dynasty, I was like, oh, there's so many good songs on this album. I'd rather not waste one on my only song. The only one that I don't love as much.
I love that song. I was so happy. No, but she did talk more during Folklore. That's what I was gonna say. Like she gave us a little backstory about Betty.
Yes.
And talked about how when it's nothing I haven't heard before her saying. Now Taya had never heard that before. So
what?
I loved hearing that. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I wanted her to do Gold Rush. I know she probably didn't do it because of Joe.
Gold Rush?
Yeah.
Is that in Evermore?
It's in Evermore. Yeah. That was the one Evermore song that I thought like was one of the hits of the album, honestly.
Yeah.
I would say Champagne Problems and Gold Rush, and she didn't do that one. I don't know. It's weird, like thinking about Evermore and Folklore and knowing that we might not ever see her perform the full albums, because she has so much work now. It's like so rare. And
I mean, same thing with Lover.
Yeah, I don't care about that one as much, but yeah. She didn't do Cornelia Street, which I really wanted from Lover, but again, we can't have everything. But okay, so we get Cardigan. Before we get Cardigan, we got August, which was amazing to watch her perform. Illicit Affairs, we get like Illicit Affairs mixed with My Tears Ricochet, which was beautiful. And Cardigan, which also just that whole section, I was just like warmed my heart so much. And then we go into 1989 and I'm just like, oh, I just want Folklore for the rest of the time. What set was your favorite?
I mean, I think I love Speak Now, even though we got 2 songs. I think Midnight's
was so good. Okay.
It was nothing I had seen before.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, all the new ones were kind of
yeah.
my favorite, like Evermore, Folklore, Midnight's.
Midnight's was the one I had not been spoiled on at all, because I think it's the last in her set, and I feel like people get tired out and they're not like posting, so I didn't know that outfit.
Oh my god. Yeah, so she did Style, Blank Space, Shake It Off, Wildest Dreams, and Bad Blood from
It's funny because those are like from 1989. Wildest Dreams is one of my favorite songs, but I didn't love it. I think she performed at 1989, the tour, but I don't really remember. But that wasn't like my favorite song in that set. My favorite was Shake It Off because we have how much fun we were having.
Yeah. I wasn't like, I guess I wasn't crazy about Style, and I could have done without the 1989 set and had for more songs from Folklore, Evermore, or Midnights. While Shake It Off and Bad Blood were really fun. And then she did her acoustic set. Now, I was really excited for very obscure surprise songs. I really wanted like The Lakes or like something super obscure. And this was, I think, the only part of the show where I felt like kind of bummed.
A bit disappointed. Yeah.
Because she did I Know Places, which is like one of my least favorites. I know a lot of people love it, but it's also
I don't
really
love that song.
Yeah, it's very mainstream. It's not obscure. And then King of My Heart, also, we just heard it on the Rep Tour.
Yeah.
And she said, she preambled it with that she's never performed these songs before. But I was like, I know you've done them before. What are you talking about? Like,
I was hoping for like False God. Like that's my favorite. I don't know if she's done it yet. Or I don't know.
Nicole said she's had 2 songs she'd never heard before. Oh my God, which ones? Oh my God. Audrey had I Think He Knows. That's so
Gabby said
lucky.
she did do False God.
And it was her first time performing it. Oh my God, Amy, you got The Lakes. Oh,
I love that song.
I gotta go watch that now.
Wait. Someone says
Oh my God,
that
Nicole had a message in the bottle and tied together with a smile. You're not sorry in Wonderland. Oh, you guys,
Hope had
Coney
Last
Island.
Kiss and
The Other Side
Dorothea.
of the Door. See, you all got, oh my God, Stay and Breathe. All you had to do was stay. You guys got amazing songs. See, I feel like we got like the most mainstream songs ever.
I thought it was interesting that she's saying King of My Heart because that is Joe's song. That is a big Joe song.
It is, but easy to forget that one's about Joe sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's not as like emotional Joe, you know? Like, I feel like singing Cornelia Street would be too much because it's literally about like being afraid of it ending, and it ended. Oh my gosh. I can't believe she did The Lakes. I really want to watch it now. Okay. I'm losing my voice now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Midnights.
Okay.
So it was so good.
Yes.
Okay, favorite Midnights
So much
track.
dancing.
Oh my God. The choreography was amazing during all these new sections. Like, for vigilante shit, another level. I filmed like most of it because the whole time I was like, oh fuck, oh my God, holy shit, oh my God, oh my God.
It was so fucking sexy. I was like,
It was so sexy. It was so hot. I kept, at the end, I just turned the camera on us and I was like, oh my God. I have to post that whole clip. It's such great choreography. It was really calling back to the choreography from Chicago. Like he had it coming. And I loved it so much. And then, okay, we have to talk about Mastermind because she starts playing Mastermind. Natasha and I are the only people flipping our shit.
in our section.
In,
No
like,
one
the
was
whole
freaking out.
section. People were like sitting. I started like fist pumping and jumping, and me and Natasha were the only people like screaming and jumping. It was so surreal. I was like, "What's happening right now?" This is
Yeah.
the best song on Midnight.
This is so good. Well, it's one of my favorite songs. I think it is my favorite song on the whole album, and I know it's like one of Christine's favorite songs. We talked about it, and we're literally like, scream singing at each other. Like once we got to the bridge, we were screaming. The best part was that we were the only ones jumping, and we're at the edge of the diamond.
And Taylor was looking at us.
Yeah. And we were singing directly at her because no one else was.
Yes, it was so weird. Like it was such a surreal moment because I just couldn't like compute like why is everyone sitting?
And people were looking at us and like smiling because we were just like so in it.
Yeah. I stepped on the guy's foot next to me jumping by accident. I felt so bad. And afterward I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, you were living during that song. I didn't even feel it.
That's amazing. I'm like glad that we made some people's nights with our rendition. So the first song she came out with was, you're remembering this. I don't remember anything. What was the first
I
song
have
she
the
came
set
out?
list down. Just scroll down in the doc.
Oh, did you write it down or did you?
I
look at
copied
it?
and pasted it as we were doing it.
Oh yeah, we got Lavender Haze, Anti-Hero, Midnight Rain. Midnight Rain was cool. I think I sat down during Midnight Rain because my feet were killing me so bad. I love Midnight Rain, and then I stood up for vigilante shit. And then we got Bejeweled.
That one was fun.
That was so fun. Shimmer. And then Mastermind, and then we had Karma.
We had fun doing Karma too. It was great. And so after the show, we just didn't move. We just stayed. So everyone left around us. And kind of just took it all in and took some more pictures. And it was just like, again, we were just like euphoric.
Yeah.
Did
Did you get confetti? No, we did not.
No. This
Someone
is just
and
oh,
go on.
I was just saying, this is just a concert that, like, a tour that people are going to talk about for the rest of time. Like, this has never been done like this.
I really want to I want to scrapbook. Taya, by the way, made like a really sentimental. She made a Polaroid skirt, and she was just taking photos throughout like the whole evening. And I got so emotional looking at it after it was like all done, and like all the photos from the whole day were in there, because there's photos of us like getting ready, like walking to the event, like of just other girls in their outfits, and then during the show I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Someone in but I told myself as I was looking at all my friendship bracelets, I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? I really want to make like a little scrapbook with like photos so I can remember this and then show the kids.
Yeah, get the pictures printed.
Yes. Someone in our chat asked us, what was the most emotional part of
Okay, yeah,
the tour?
let's do that. What's the most emotional part for you?
I think Long Live or 10-minute version. Why am I always
All Too Well?
All Too Well? Because I knew I as soon as we heard that 10-minute version, I'm like, I cannot wait to sing this on tour with everyone. And that was so good. And I think Long Live, because I always get emotional. I always cry during that song.
It just feels so relevant to so many different situations in our lives. For me, I mean, Lover hit so hard and I wasn't expecting it at all. Like, I think because that song really associated, like, she was in love with Joe, I was with John, and like all those albums, Rep and Lover, like correlated so much to my life too. So like when Cornelia Street, when I first listened to that, I cried. And like that whole album, just everything felt so relevant. Anyway, and then seeing that and knowing that like she's not with Joe anymore, and like my relationship also fell apart. And I don't know, I think that just like weirdly came crashing down watching her perform it. But yeah, and then during the whole of like Evermore and Folklore, I was in my feelings. Like, that's part of why I love those albums so much, is like they really put me in my feelings. And yeah, the one, I feel like when that started, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
What was your favorite song?
What was your favorite song?
Mastermind. You already talked about that.
I loved Mastermind. I love Vigilante shit. I loved Tolerate It. I loved August. August? Okay. So I put the clip of August in my little like carousel on Instagram. But like I've never gotten such a good shot of Taylor Swift like singing right to me. And like I was holding the phone because I wanted to look at her. So I had the phone like framed because it was like an amazing shot on her. And also I just was like singing with her, and it's so crazy. Like I can't sing like that normally without really being in pain, but like I don't know what was happening, but like I was just like singing with abandon the whole time.
You were. You
Yeah.
made it through.
Today I'm paying the price, of course, but like, it was so fun.
I have to read these. Hope said, my fiance and I made this cool frame with the friendship bracelets in the bottom, and then my floor bracelet and light up my floor bracelet bracelet tacked to an Eras Tour merch bag.
Aww.
And Nicole says, my most emotional part was personal, but it was during Enchanted, and my fiance turned to me with so much joy and went, I can't wait to marry you. Oh my gosh.
That's so sweet. I was like crying.
I know, me too.
Yeah, there's so many moments, I feel like, and all of them are like personal, depending on like where you are, where you were with certain songs, and like because she went through all of these different songs that maybe you haven't heard her perform in so long, and you don't realize that you have like emotional attachment to them in the way that you do. Like even hearing her perform like You Belong With Me, like I felt like that transported me to like a different age.
Yes.
Like, like, and it was funny because the little girl in front of me just was sitting during that set. It's like she didn't know those songs, you know, because they're her older songs. It's so strange to think of it like that. What do you think you would say is your favorite moment, not like song? It's hard.
Honestly,
There's so many.
I mean, I think when she first came out, that was so freaking exciting. Honestly, like I think it was a scream singing mastermind.
That was such a fun moment. I was like, so we didn't film any of that because we were just like living
like in it.
I'm like, but I just really wish like an outside camera had like taken a picture of Taylor Swift looking in our direction, and then I could frame it on the wall for the rest of my life. It's like that visceral moment, like of the Rep tour where she was like soaring over us in that little basket and made direct eye contact. Like I will never forget that moment. Oh my God, Hope said one of her favorite moments was when she falls on the ground during My Tears Ricochet. Yes. I loved that.
I loved her frolicking down in that green dress for Folklore.
Yes.
And just the way she was moving
Stevie
those
mixing it up.
Sleeves. Yeah.
Yes.
That was magical because I'm like, that's me. Like I would be doing, and not me like looking at the dress and being like, how can I create that dress? And
That dress was
like,
beautiful.
yeah, it was. All the dress. Oh my gosh. What was your favorite outfit?
It was the green one. It was the August outfit. I loved it so much. And I loved, again, yeah, like her Stevie Nicks-ing around with the sleeves and the whole vibe. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. I think
What about you?
my favorite was the Speak Now ball gown, but that green dress is very close. Because it's so elfish. It's so like something that would live in like a fairy tale or a fictional world, and like just her running around in it was spectacular.
It was gorgeous. And the whole time oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask a question. The whole time I was
just like, the whole time I was waiting for her to jump in a pool because like I saw a random spoiler that she jumps in a pool, but really it was just like a special effect where she like jumped in under the stage.
What was your favorite bodysuit?
I mean, I can only think of the Rep one. Is there any other bodysuit?
Lover's mine. She has like little tassels on her hip.
Lover, the beginning of Lover, I just like blacked out because of the girl standing on her stupid seat.
Oh.
I mean,
the whole beginning was a little overwhelming with like people screaming for Andrea, and then I couldn't really focus and we couldn't really see.
Yeah.
I feel like I watched Taylor Toro's stories of her like in the nosebleeds, like right in the front, and
Yes.
that was such a better view of the
Of the
opening than
opening.
where we were on the floor.
Yeah. But you can always watch that on the documentary.
Yeah.
But being on the floor. Okay, so in this lineup that I got off the internet, they had Mirrorball and Tim McGraw as the surprise songs. Those are good surprise songs because they're like random and obscure. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to cover about the tour for merch? Okay, so we ended up getting merch in like the parking lot because we couldn't get merch. And they closed off the line because it was too long. I'm probably going to buy something online because I want one of the official merch pieces. But there were, a lot of people selling knockoff merch outside.
It was just as cute. And honestly, like, they probably didn't have my big sizes that I need on, like, there. So that was not missed, buying merch.
Yeah, I just wanted to see it because I haven't even looked because I don't want to be spoiled. But now I'm going to go look online.
I just looked. They're having a sale. It's like 15% off right now. So go
Really?
get something. Yes.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
like LA. Look on her story, I think, on Taylor Nation. I think
Oh my God.
They post, or it's in your email.
I'm literally going right now.
Oh my gosh. Gabby says my fave is the blue and gold version of the Lover bodysuit. And I'm so happy that's what she wore in Detroit.
Yeah, I literally have no memory of Lover, what she was wearing. So
It was like
sad
blue
times.
and purple and
yeah, I'll have to look it up. Now I can look at everything. This is crazy. So all in all, we took our time getting out of the stadium and we kind of moseyed back to the car. And we had a spot that was pretty close to the exit, which was lucky because we still got home by like 1:20, even though we like really moseyed out of there. And I know a lot of people that didn't get home till 2 because of where they were in the parking lot. And they were just stuck in a gridlock forever. So
yeah, we got pretty lucky.
we did. It was really, really nice night. What was your favorite moment where we weren't actually hearing her sing?
Like that was not a part of like the stage.
Yes, that wasn't a part of like her performance.
Probably you putting on your outfit for the first time on your birthday.
Oh,
Like getting to see
that was so
like all of it
cool.
come together and like you look just like her. Like that, like it is, that thing is so well sewed. I like was very impressed with myself.
I am very impressed with you, and I will be for the rest of time. Like literally, people would say that they like the outfit, and I'd be like, "My friend made it," and I'd point to you, and they'd be like, "What? I don't. What do you mean? Like, she made that?"
That's my favorite thing is people being like, "Oh, I love your outfit." I'm like, "Thanks, I made it." They're like, "What?"
How? What? Huh?
Hope says your outfit slayed, Christine. Natasha did so good. Thank you.
Yes, she killed it. I can't even. But okay, I think we are going to wrap up for today since we've gone like for like 2 hours and we're losing our voices and we still have to do fangirl tea time. I think at fangirl tea time we'll talk about some of the stuff we skipped a week because we had deadlines and my birthday, and maybe we'll talk about that in fangirl tea time today. And we also still owe an extra episode for July for our patrons. So we're going to finish up the Q&A that we started 3 months ago. We had so many questions and we're almost done. So we'll be finishing that up for the extra episode in July. And then I think, what?
We had people like I think on Instagram ask if we were gonna do like a Q&A, and just to make everyone aware, we did do one, but it's on the Patreon.
Yes. So we have 2 on the Patreon, and they're really like personal Q&As. So you can catch that on our Patreon. We haven't talked about it today yet, but we have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/thoseforkingfangirls. We are a viewer-supported show. We could not do this show without our patrons. We are so thankful for you all. And if you love the show and want to support us in a bigger way, first of all, we're just so thankful that you're listening at all. We greatly appreciate your support, just listening, watching the YouTube channel. We have a youtube.com/thoseforkingfangirls. Just hitting the like button, commenting, sharing with a friend. So helpful to us. But of course, we do have to treat this as a job as well. And the Patreon, that support goes such a long way for us. So if you are supporting us there, we are so grateful for you. If you would like to support us there, there's a link in the show notes, and we have a lot of fun perks. You can watch us record live and join us in the chat every week. You know, the people we're talking about who are like talking to us are all of our patrons in the chat. Yes. We have so much fun with them every week. And that's at the $5 level. And you also get Fangirl Tea Time every single week, an extra half an hour show. It's super fun, super relaxed, and more personal, deeper topics a lot of the time. And then we have 2 other tiers. Our Team Edward tiers, where we have the Q&As. You get an extra show every month. So you'll get access to those if you join that tier. And then our Team Polis Bananas tier is the tier where you have the option to be a guest on the show. And we bring on a listener every month. And we also do fangirl bonding sessions every month with our Polis Bananas Patreon members. And they're so much fun. And it's just such a beautiful little community that we've gotten to know over the past year. And we're so grateful for all of you. Yes. So thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with a regular episode next week, where we do our regular segments, and we're reading Akamath. So that'll be fun. But thank you so much for joining us for our Taylor Swift special. Natasha, have anything to add before we sign off here?
No. Thank you guys all so much for...
Yeah, we'd love to hear... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, just for listening. And if you had anything like amazing happen at your tour, like we'd love to hear from you guys. Like don't be a stranger. Write us an email. We're at thoseforkingfangirls@gmail.com, and we're thoseforkingfangirls on Instagram,
or comment on our Instagram. Yeah, I would love to hear if you're like following us on Instagram. Tell us your most emotional part of the show, if you feel comfortable sharing, or if you want to email us. Tasha just gave you the email.
Yeah. But thank you guys all for listening. You have to do the outro. I don't remember it.
All right. Our podcast is edited by Alex Polis and Jake Needham, with music by Cole Jenkins, and I almost got through it. Vocals by Heather Troska. And we release new episodes every Friday. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week. We're off to go record this week's Fangirl Tea Time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Can you believe it? I still haven't killed the fly.